Hello, world. Welcome to Querying Science, Theology, and Philosophy combined with Rex Arthur TV, where we discuss LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ approach and an LGBTQ perspective, where each and every one of us belongs to the LGBTQ spectrum. And of course, people don't understand that spectrum, but it is a what do you call it? It is a good spectrum, and what do you call it? Being a good spectrum, it is being a. I mean, we are all in the spectrum because of genetics. It's a genetic apocalypse. Yes, there's a genetic revelations. There are so many revelations happening, and I want to keep that word in your head to understand that we are always apocalyptoring, we are always revealing, we are always opening leads. You see, electricity has existed in the world forever. What was needed was apocalypse, and it happened. Fire has existed in the world ever since the world existed. Lift up the lid. So there are so many things that, like flying with this human body, is hidden. The science is hidden, but we will get it one day, and you will fly without the need of, like you see the yoga gurus, they know how to lift themselves, to levitate, but they can only go this high. So what does that mean? That knowledge they have, they should empower it so much, they should do more apocalypse, and they will go higher. Sorry, I keep on looking for what do you call it? A screen. I think let me go to the NASA one. I like the NASA one. It's the best because it doesn't switch off. The phone has the screen saving capability, but there are some pages or applications, when you open them, they are, what do you call it? When you open them, they are what do you call it? When you open them, they keep the screen on. So let's see if NASA is going to work now. So today we want to discuss, of course, this is part 2 of the apocalyptic nature of science. And what you have to understand, apocalypse is revelation. And very many things have happened in this century. We have revealed so much. We've revealed science. We've revealed sciences. We've revealed sexual sciences. We've revealed biological sciences. We've revealed ecological science. So today we want to do, or in part 2, we're going to do ecological science. The apocalypse of ecology. And people have discovered that the environment is connected, and that if you spoil part of the environment, you affect the other part of the environment. So that's what you need to understand. Is the reality of the life we are living. Now, how do we solve these things? Of course, the world has been changing. Plastic was discovered. Look at this wall. I mean, this what do you call it? Ground. You see? That is plastic. That is destruction of the environment. Is happening in Africa. You see? The oceans also have a problem. Things are going to the sea. Plastics. And those plastics are destroying the fish. So you see, there are plastics here, they still exist. So what does this mean? It is an ecological apocalypse. We have learned how to keep our environment safe. And again, back to the very good video by Manly P. Hall, that says, he was saying that the gods are still fighting in Troy, even where they are. I love it so much. I think it's the best video about where we are and where we are going. And so he said that what we are supposed to do to solve the crisis the world is in right now. Remember, he died in 1990, I think 92 or 3, in the early 90s. So imagine, and what he's saying is exactly what is happening right now. So he said that for us to save the planet, we are supposed to do, what do you call it? We are supposed to do care for the environment. And I liked what he said. Imagine he said that in 1990, 1980s. Now, what about now? Look, I've shown you what plastic is doing. And these small events affect the whole environment. They affect it all. So now, when you look at the what Manly Prihol was saying is true. Now, why is it true? If we don't care for the environment, imagine if plastic was everywhere, even in the sea, the fish will die. Yes. So, and then when the fish die, no fish for you to eat. And when the fish, and when they have died, what do you call it? You don't get protein, you don't get omega-3, and your health is affected. So you see, that's ecology. So that's the apocalypse of the ecology. Now, that's what I'm telling people to understand where we are. We have to be apocalyptic. Even we made plastics, but we didn't know their effect on the environment. We made telephones, smartphones, but we didn't know the effect on the environment. We made cars, but we didn't know they will affect the environment. You see, carbon tax that was caused a riot in France. Why are they rioting? It's because they are tired of paying more taxes, but they have to understand, the people have to understand, that's the only way we can save our environment. Yes, because the world is going. I saw a very good article that millions of species are going extinct in this century. By 2050, 1 million dead. Yes, 1 million. Yes, so what is happening? Could it be the world is disappearing? Yes, we are going to another astral plane. It's not as what people think that, Jesus is coming. No. There's something. People die. When you die, you're going there. Yes. See, that's why I laugh. It's because I've now known the truth. Yes. We are all going there. We are going to that another world. It's prepared, and we will go and build. We will do the same things that we have done here on earth. That's why I don't attack anybody. Yes, because what you're doing, you will do it there. Eating is there, in the other astral plane. Singing is in the other astral plane. Making love is in the other astral plane. Yes, so that's what's happening. So this is what you know, ecological apocalypse. Then we have the cosmological apocalypse, the revelation of the cosmos. Now remember, cosmological apocalypse started with ancient Egypt, India, and Babylon when they mapped the stars. But they didn't know them very well because they didn't have the strong tools to reach there. But NASA came, ESA came, Roscosmos of Russia came. In fact, we will do a video to honor every country that has a cosmological unit, because these guys have helped us to understand the universe better. Oops, NASA is not working well. Let's look for another one. Okay, I'm tired of this one. I don't want to touch the screen all over again. That's what makes me move about. It's the screen is, I'm looking for a photo that can stay stable. I think we'll do this one. I like the one of planets. I'm looking for that on the planets. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, even the Quran also is a good one. It doesn't switch off. These other applications, they switch off. Oh my goodness. So we are on cosmological apocalypse. Okay. Oh my god, I can't see that thing. Oh no, where are you? Yes, planetary times. Yes, that's better. What time is it? Where we are under the sun's power. And when we did part one of the other one, close. When we did part one, we were in Mars. Oh my! No wonder there was a lot of war in the area. Best time for accepting challenges, overcoming obstacles, and jobs and activities requiring energy. However, Mars is quite fiery, and to prevent accidents, actions need to be watched for. Worst time for discussions. No wonder. Testing people's patience and jobs and activities requiring concentration and high reasoning. Oh my god, I was discussing when it was Mars. And let's see what this. What's time for following rules, orders, and instructions, working on details, objectivity, and routine work. It's the best time for management, planning, presentations. Wow, that's good. Creative work, subjectivity. Additionally, for harboring both masculine and feminine elements and being between charm and rush, it's also an optimal time for sexual activity. So there you are. We are in the sun. So very interesting, because when it was around Mars time, we're in the open, so we say some things that are very loud, and if somebody hears them and they are homophobic, they rise up. So the Mars spirit came into that person. They are around. Okay, now we're in the sun, so it's very okay. Now, and look, we're in the sun, and the men, and there's a feminine and masculine feminine element there. So it's wonderful to be there. Now, we were discussing the cosmological apocalypse, and the cosmological apocalypse is the knowledge, the revelation of what is out there. You see, people, like the Bible has errors, scientific errors. For one reason, they didn't know what they were talking about. They didn't know the sun, they didn't know the planets, they didn't know the moon. Do you know the planets in Genesis are called stars? They never had the word planet until in the book of Kings. They now discuss the word planets. Why? They discovered they were now making friends with Babylonians and Egyptians, and these guys studied that there is some objects in the sky. They are not stars, but they have some light. Don't joke with light. It's very powerful. If there was no light, sunlight, the world would be dark, badly dark. And so so what am I talking about? I was talking about the fact that there are scientific errors in the Bible because these guys never studied They never studied this cosmos very well. Now, when they didn't study the cosmos very well, what happened? This is what happened. They wrote erroneous statements that the earth is circling. I mean, the earth is flat. So when Joshua fought, they say the sun never went down. You see? And it is a scientific error, but linguistically, you can say it's not an error because you can be allegorical and say that means that day the day was long. Yes, it doesn't. You see, that's why science sometimes, also when you're a scientist, you can fall into the trap of literal interpretation. Everybody falls into that, can fall into the trap of literal interpretation. But for science, it really depends on literal interpretation. There is no way science will ever be interpreted allegorically. That is wrong. If you get a science book that is allegorical, it's dangerous. So study, but when you study religion, there are flexible interpretations. It can be allegorical, it can be scientific, it can be historical, it can be mystical, it can be cosmological, it can be chemical interpretation of the scriptures. Yes, it can be physical interpretation of the scriptures, biological interpretation, all of them. So now let's finish with cosmological apocalypse. So what did we learn? We learned there are black holes. We learned there are asteroids. We learned there are comets. People never knew these things very well. Now we even know the materials that are used to build those things. We even know there are many astral planes. We are not in one astral plane. The people of the past who created religion didn't know that there are other universes. They believed they are the only ones here. So that's what you need to understand. Okay, this one is also going off. So that's the beauty of the cosmological apocalypse, and I like it. These days I'm a cosmologist. I'm reading about the planets, the stars, and I'm also a parapsychologist. I'm reading about parapsychology, dreams and all of those things. I'm reading them, and every day is an opening happening. Apocalypse. I've read politics. We understood it. Even sexual science, I've read it. It's clear. Yes, there is sexual diversity. There is heterosexuals and homosexuals. That's clear. No need to argue. So I'm going on with other things that I don't know. And that's cosmology. That's parapsychology. That is, what else? Ecology. I'm now reading them and I'm like, wow. And another one I've been liking is electromagnetic, the electromagnetic nature of humans. Because I was trying to ask myself, where did these cosmic powers and charges come from? So I read a very good book. I read a very good book. I'm reading a very good book. The Body Electric. The Body Electric. Look at this. The Body Electric. Electromagnetism and the Foundation of Life. An outstanding, thought-provoking book. San Francisco Chronicle. Robert O. Becker, MD, and Gary Selden. Illustrated by David Bichel. So this guy is talking about electricity, natural electricity that's in our bodies. This is an apocalypse. Books are apocalyptic. You see? Breathing with the earth. You know, the earth has charges. Electricity is here. And I have electricity. And you have electricity. So you study. I want to go through this book and read it very well. So electromagnetism is everywhere. And electricity is everywhere. And I want to even study healers. Are healers electromagnetic? They have a very high electromagnetic force that is able to change, to heal somebody. Electromagnetism, electricity. So it's wonderful. Of course, that's what's happening. This is another apocalypse. So we have to understand that if there is electricity on Earth, there's electricity on Mars, there's electricity on Venus, there's electricity in Saturn, there's electricity in Mercury, there's electricity on the moon. That's why if you spiritually interpret what happened when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, it was a significant event because he got the electricity. He was in the electrical field, the energy field of the moon. Do you know how significant that thing is? He was not on Earth, he was on the moon. And I hope they've kept his spacesuit. It has the charges. Keep it. Don't touch it. Keep it. It's a special suit carrying the charges. You see? So what are we saying? That every planet has charges. That's why life cannot exist in some of those planets. It's not that life is not there, it's there. Mars is a living entity. It has gases, it has soils. Saturn is a living entity. There are no humans, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have life. It has life. So this is a beauty. So this is a very good book. I'm reading it. It's one of the books I'm reading. So that's Apocalyptic the apocalypse of cosmological apocalypse. And it's happening more and more. Now NASA wants to land in Mars. What will happen? Maybe there'll be war in the world. Yes, because Mars is the war planet. It's the planet of fighting. And when they land there, they are going to capture. They want humans to go there. They've already started doing 3D printing of their houses in Mars for where people are going to stay there. Now they're going to sit there, stay there, and study Mars, but from Mars in these 3D printed houses. So what does this mean? These humans are going to have Martian energy. Yes. And do you know why they can't live outside the what do you call it? Outside the 3D houses? They don't have the electricity of Mars. They don't have. That's why when you go to Mars, if you live in Mars without a spacesuit, you will die. Your electricity, the electrical charges, your infrastructure cannot survive there. But let them go and study, then we'll come back. We will then create humans that have lungs that can survive in Mars. And that's what's going to happen. I'm even predicting the future. We will create humans who will stay in Mars and in Venus this coming. Okay. Enough of cosmological apocalypse. I like that topic so much. It's so beautiful. That's why it makes you don't stay in the world. If you want to escape from the problems of the world, just read cosmology. You will not be here. Give yourself a month. You are a mad person. You'll be a mad person because it's so out of this world. Listen to Bill deGrasse Tyson. Is he really in the world? He's not here. He's living outside. He's in the cosmos. So you may be talking to him and you think he's going to buy a pizza, whatever, but mentally, nah, he's out. He's gone. He's in another astral plane. Okay. Now, the next apocalypse is genetic apocalypse. This one is the most powerful apocalypse ever to happen, because now people are confirming the genetic makeup of everything. Even a tree has genetic makeup. It's made up of acids. I am made up of acids and a wavelength. I'm a wavelength. And remember the last video we did? We are waves. We are waves. So that's what you need to understand about genetic apocalypse. Genetic apocalypse is the revelation of the detailed makeup or structure of a human being. We are made up of genes. When humans started living on Earth, they never knew what they were made of. What happened when the first human beings lived on Earth, they never knew who they were. You see, they could not explain what their material is, whether they are made up of carbon, whether they are made up of... Now we know how much carbon is in our body. Now we know how much oxygen is in our body. Now we know that we are made up of acids. 4 acids make us up, and they are arranged differently. That's why we look alike. Do you know why we look alike with other people? It's because we have the same acid infrastructure. That's why. And we all come from one person that had that infrastructure. You see, that's why origin is still a problem, because origin is still a problem, because we do not know who was the first person, a man or a woman. For me, I was thinking when I was discussing, and I'm going to do another very nice video about cosmological ages. Cosmological ages means we are in different ages. Pisces, like now we're in, I believe we're in Aquarius. And I did the other video where I told people some of you are in Taurus, which is a very long time ago. Some of you are in Aries, some of you are in Pisces, and some of us are in Aquarius, and some are so far they're in Capricorn. Yes, they're already in the 7th millennium, which is going to be Capricorn. So, and how do you do that? It's because of the knowledge, the sciences. If the more apocalypse you have, the more you live an age. The fewer apocalypses you have, you are still in the old ages. So some people are in like Taurus. But let me not do the video now. I don't want to go on that. But why did I bring about cosmological ages? To show you that in every age there was an apocalypse of something. There was something that was revealed. They revealed this. They revealed that. Fire was found in this age. The Stone Age was the age of Taurus. So when I was doing the ages, I realized Gemini, twins. Then I said, when I calculated, it was almost close to when Adam and Eve came. So I said, Adam and Eve could be twins. And Gemini. And it is true. Because Eve came from the same material of Adam. Yes. Eve came from the same material of Adam. In fact, Eve was the sister of Adam. Twin sister. Because the same material that made Eve is the one that made Adam. Eve was made from Adam. Now, incest was the first incest. Cain, whom did Cain marry? You see, we are never told whom he married. Now, for atheists, that is for atheists, when you have sorry about this, I'm losing my. For atheists, Cain not having a sister is a sign that the story of Genesis could be fake. But me, I can argue for everybody. You see, I'm such an advocate. Sorry for boasting, but I'm such an advocate. It's because of knowledge. Now we've known, you can guess anything. I can help a Christian defend himself by saying that Genesis is the beginning of the Homo sapiens. What does that mean? They were hominids in the area, but they were not Homo sapien. So Genesis could be the book, or the Bible is a book that is talking about the Homo sapien race. The first Homo sapiens could have been Adam and Eve. Then Cain went and married a hominid, Homo habilis. Could it be? And went and made children with them. Because you see, Homo habilis are very close to humans. Yes. So that's one thing I'm saying. You can go and marry a hominid. There are many theories you can create. Other theory, a lady came down from Mars or Venus, and then that's the one. So there are very many stories you can say. But why was I bringing this? To show you the twin nature of incest is that these people are very connected. When you have incest, you are sleeping with the person who is your blood. And that is and the child you're going to create, because it's heterosexual, the child that comes out from that union is so connected to you, and your spouse is very connected to you, very connected. You see, the problem we have, the reason why you have divorce in the world is because people are marrying diversely. And the problem of diverse unions, there's a way you can't connect to that person. Yes, it's because the person is from a different genetic makeup, culture, so you'll have a lot of clashing. But when you marry someone who is close to you, endogamous, you share a lot. So there are few obstacles, there are few fights. But it's not the rule on the book. Please understand, humans are not robotic as such. We are robots, we are flexible robots. So sometimes you can marry your tribe's mate and you still fight each other. You can marry your gene mate and you still fight each other. So that's understandable. And of course, that's what I'm telling you. So this is the genetic apocalypse that has happened. And now we know we all have different groups because of mutation. We mutate. Yes, we change. The genes change. And that's why all humans are the same, but they have gone through changes because of time. And time is everything. Time is the weather. Time is the earth. Time is all of these things. Temperature. Temperature is time. In fact, that's what it is called in Italian. Tempo. Temperature is time. When you measure the heat and the cold, it's time. It's so beautiful to understand these things. And so even now, I'm talking to it like in a very raw form. But the more I will be talking about these things, the more I will be, it will be cleared up and very well, and I'll even write about this. So for now, welcome to my raw video. Breeding live, you know. Anyway, so genetic apocalypse has happened, and so different people belong to different haplogroups, and that's why we have different features. That's why the first humans looked the same, but as time went on, they looked different, because now the gene consanguinity means closeness to your relative. It became bigger. So in the beginning, all the families you see, especially let's use the ones in Genesis, they married their cousins. They were incestuous, all of them. Then when they got to the time of Moses, there were so many, there was no need to have incest. Secondly, they saw the problem of having incestuous relationships. Abraham married his cousin, Sarah. Isaac married his cousin, Rebecca. Rebecca was a cousin, was a relative of, Rebecca was not the sister, was not the cousin. Jacob and Esau, but mostly Jacob. Jacob married the cousin, Leah and Rachel. So he married them because in those days families were very small, people were very few, and so people used to marry amongst themselves. I always say the endogamous communities in the world, most of them found in the Arab world and Africa, they marry within. Those are very ancient communities. That's what I say, and that's what you need to understand. But exogamous, it's not bad to be exogamous, and just as it's not bad to be endogamous. Do what you want. I mean, that's my philosophy. Do what you want. Yes, do what you want. So that's why you can marry from, and I'm not talking about heterosexuality. You can join with someone, because marriage is sex. It's not a wedding. That is not marriage. Marriage is sex. Marriage is kept by consummation. When you consummate with somebody, that is marriage. That's what you need to understand. And what is consummation? My friends, many things need to change. Even language. Yes, because legally, even there's a legal apocalypse. We'll talk about it. So let's finish with the genetic one. So when people became very many, they didn't need to marry their cousins and their sisters. And remember, marrying is not wedding, it's sex. They didn't need to have sex with their family. They could now have sex with somebody else, and that's what happened. And then they brought laws that controlled people not to engage with their relatives, because it's not that it's bad, it's that you will produce somebody. There's a study they made that people who are inbred, they carry the same diseases. You know, my X chromosome and my Y chromosomes carry diseases. They carry features. They carry personalities. That's why psychology is physiological. Yes, it's physiological. You know, if your father is choleric, you may be choleric. Like in my family, my siblings, most of them are introverted. It's like my father is introverted. You see, so it comes. Psychology is physiological, and so people need to understand that we pass down these things to whomever connects with you. So when you connect with your sibling, you are keeping those diseases in the family. And so that's what has happened. Go and study, especially royal families have that problem, because they like keeping wealth So to keep wealth, they marry their own. Yes, they do that. And they keep the wealth through that system. But the problem, they have very many disorders. They come about because of that inbreeding. Now, there's also another complicated inbreeding. Do you know, in this genetic mystical world, you can join with someone who is the same genetic strain as you? Genetic mate. And what does that mean? You will have the same disorders spread, the same diseases. All diseases are genetic, all of them. There's an acidic arrangement. Blind people are blind because of acidic arrangement. Some men are gay because of acidic arrangement. Yes, that's all. That's why I laugh at people who say you are not born. You're born this way. It is already determined. The moment you are conceived and then you are born, game over. Everything was decided. That's why I've told you, introversion. Even if you're an introvert, like for me, I am enjoying my life now because I'm now trying to be social. I was a very antisocial person. But because of being in the LGBT community, I became more and more, a revelation has come. I'll talk about that. And because of the LGBT community, I became, social. So I've gained some extraversion. You see, I'm talking, I talk to people, but I'm still introverted because that was my nature. And my true self is antisocial, but I can be social. It's because the environment I'm now in is making me extroverted and more social. But even if I try to be social, it's not me. I'm introverted. And very few people completely shed away who they are. Don't even try. That's why we don't support gay conversion therapy, because it's completely bad. It's destructive. Because these people think you are who you are, that you're gay or lesbian because of you are in school, and no. It's more than that. You are born that way. And so you can't, even if you change that person, you'll only change them psychologically, but not physiologically. So they will live very miserable lives because you have tried to change them. And this is why we don't support gay conversion therapy, but we support LGBTQ affirmative therapy. That's what we support, where you affirm this person, tell him he's loved, tell him he's good, tell him he's talented, tell him that he shouldn't feel bad when he wants to have a good time, that he wants to sleep with someone. Tell him it's okay. Just live your life, take care, just do what you can, affirm them. But don't oppress, don't discourage, because that person, that's who they are. They're born that way. So that's genetic apocalypse. And it has changed everything. My goodness, even Israel, the problem of the war in Israel, it can end if they do a genetic apocalypse. It will end. No war. I am telling you the truth. Because genetically, Iran is very related to Israel. They're in the same groups. The same groups in Israel are the same groups in Iran. Genetic groups. So what is that? It's sibling rivalry. Yes, siblings can fight each other. Siblings can fight each other. Do you remember let's read the story of from the Bible. We're almost done. And we'll conclude very soon. The story of the birth of Jacob and Esau, who were twins. Wow, look at that. I'm happy to see this name here. Narcissus. Oh no, I thought it was narcissistic. Okay. So the story of Isaac, Esau, and Jacob. Okay. The verse I can't. Yes, here they are. 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So this was the word given for Esau and Jacob. Now, why did I bring that? They will fight, you see. The one people shall be stronger than the other. So that one was going to fight. Jacob was going to fight Esau, and he was going to beat him. And that's what happened. Well, and it's very weird. But I don't want to bring my theological. I'm very good at that. I can twist, because the story was written in reverse. Yes, it was not written forward. That's why I don't. Any book that talks about that was written by someone after the event, I don't give it. Take it with a pinch of salt. Even that story. Reason being, the person backdated. Talk of corruption. There it is. They backdated the story. They wrote it in reverse. So this guy may have seen Esau's people suffered. Then they said, why did these people suffer? Esau was the firstborn. Okay, this story happened like that. Then they went. Then this section where they say the Lord, that's when now they have created a story. So that's what I'm saying. Now, so the genetic apocalypse of Israel and the Middle East is that they are all the same. So what are they fighting? It is sibling rivalry, like the way when a parent dies and he has left property, people will fight, even blood brothers and sisters. I remember a very sad story here in Kenya, and the man, when he died, this man was a very rich man and had properties, and he had more than one wife. So when he died, they met to bury. When that happened, immediately the son was so angry, he left the meeting and he died in an accident. And I was like, what? That's what wealth can do to a person. Now that is what is happening in Israel. Siblings are fighting each other for that land. Leave alone religion, it's sibling rivalry. The religion is just a catalyst. It's a very, 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 very toxic catalyst. The one religion. Because it will go on as long as the religions remain. If Islam dies and Judaism and Christianity, they will look at themselves and say, what are we fighting really? But because these religions are still there, they will continue fighting. Because the religion is still there. So there's a cause, there's a reason to fight. We are fighting because it is our faith. So that's what's happening in Israel. Genetic sibling rivalry. Now, how do you solve sibling rivalry? One sibling must surrender and just let it go. There will be no war. That's how you do it. Don't put yourself in war with those people. So that's the genetic apocalypse that has happened. The other genetic apocalypse that has happened, black people have realized that there are some black people who are white, some black people who are Jews, genetically white, because majority of the whites have R, and majority of blacks have E, genetic haplogroup E. And some Jews have E. Jews are balanced. They are E's, they are J's. So Jews have a J. The J is the purest one, because that one means you've come from the original Israel, the sperm, the sperm of Abraham. Yes, it's that serious. So that sperm has been found in African tribes. Yes, that one of Israel. So there are some Africans who are Jews, and they look black. And Netanyahu is white, but he's a Jew. It's beautiful. It's just unbelievable, you know, that they are white Jews, they are black Jews. Wonderful. So they found the sperm of some Africans goes back to the Netanyahu people. Now, then they have also found there are black people who have white people's genes, R. That's genetic apocalypse. It's unbelievable. And they're as black as coal, but they are white genetically. And this is the beauty of science. We are so happy that this has happened. So what does this mean? Blacks are not, they are diverse, and whites are diverse. Because there are also whites who, no, have I seen Jays in whites? No, there are no Jays in whites. So it's weird. Jays are found in the Arabs, Israeli Jews, and black Africans. I think I've seen Jays, yes, in India, and also India. There are also Jews in India, but when you look at them, they look Indian. So these are genetic apocalypses that are happening, and it's changing science, and is changing politics, and it's changing sociology. It's changing everything. Hallelujah to apocalypse, scientific apocalypse. Continue reveal everything. Let's get naked until we are tired. Now, another apocalypse, the biological apocalypses. We are revealing the hormones that run our body, the neurons. The brain is already studied. It's wonderful. And now people are even healing neurological disorders through this new science. So science is apocalypse. So biological apocalypse is happening. We now know what cancer is. HIV is dead. It's gone. Because they have now found PrEP. PrEP has killed it. Because negative people will not get HIV. And then there's a vaccine coming. That's the end. The vaccine is just the content of PrEP, which has been proven to fight HIV. Yes. That's why I always tell all negative people, take PrEP, because you will not get it. But you see why people don't take it? Knowledge, they don't have it. So give it to them and they'll understand. Now, so that's the biological apocalypse happening. AIDS is gone. Imagine AIDS came in 1980. If it came in the year 2000 BC, the number of people that would have died in this planet, the number of people that would have died in this planet is unbelievable. But now, it was released in 1980. Yeah, it was discovered in 1980. It was discovered. It was apocalyptod in 1980, 80s, 70s. But the best year is the 60s, because the theory of the chimpanzee. It was the chimpanzee had sex with a woman. It happened in 1960 in Congo, and that's what that. And I agree. I stand with that position, because the chimpanzees have the same STDs we have. Yes. They even have herpes. Have you seen them scratch? Yes, the chimpanzees also have herpes. And so that's what I stand with that theory. It has data. So now, back to what I was trying to say. So that it was HIV was released or known, discovered in the 80s, 70s, late 70s, but 80s is the best time it was discovered, apocalyptic. So what does that mean? It means, and then now in 2015, 2014, PrEP was discovered. A medicine that prevents you from getting HIV. You see? So what does that mean? How many years are those? Not even 50 years. And a disease, a fatal, very bad disease, gone. So what does that mean? Today, cancer is being cured. By 2050, people are going to live for 150 years very well. Yes, it's because the science is working. It is, the apocalypse is working. The biological apocalypse is working. Yes. It's so beautiful. That's why I'm laughing these days. It's unbelievable. I'm enjoying myself. Thank God and the cosmic powers for the internet. Yes, we are discovering, we are lifting up the lid. Lift it up. Lift up every lid. Read everything. Open every closed thing that can be opened. Now that's the problem as we conclude with in this video. Is that there are some things that may never be opened. But I don't think so. I believe everything can be studied and known. Everything that exists can be studied and known. Yes, everything. Even cosmic power. You know the problem why we don't understand cosmic power? Its source is not known. That's why people call, who said God is God? That's not his name. It's someone who just said, we'll call cosmic power God. Then another person said, we'll call cosmic power Allah. Then another person said, we'll call cosmic power. Cosmic power is divided. It has very many personalities. So one is Shiva, then the other one is Krishna, then the other one is Brahma, then the other one is Dionysius, the other one is Diana, the other one is all of these things. So, but if despite all those many words, nobody still knows. Nobody still knows what is the name of that cosmic power that created or brought us here. Well, I wasn't brought here. Do you know who created me? My parents. My father's sperm and my mother's egg are the ones who created me. They are my creators. They are my progenitors. That's what it says. You say in English. But I wonder who was the first parent of humankind and who was his parent. That's the problem. Evolution has helped us, but even if it has helped us, who made the chimpanzee? Could it be that this cosmic power dropped some cosmic element and it started spreading, and as time was going on, it's creating, and then the chimpanzees stopped being chimpanzees, they became humans. Then after becoming humans, they are now becoming cyborgs. You know, we're becoming cyborgs. People are putting memory cards in their brain. Yes, people are putting memory cards, physics textbooks in the brain, chips. Those are cyborgs. Anybody who puts a chip in his body for memory is a cyborg. And it's not bad. Sorry to the end time Christians. People are not going to, there's nothing like mark of the beast and no, it's gone. It is evolution. Now listen, Am I saying that what John saw was not true? No. He was a seer. Yes. And he saw what happened. But what I'm saying is that it's not about hell, heaven. He doesn't know. He doesn't know hell. He doesn't know heaven. That is his thinking. Yes, he's thinking. So, but what I can tell you about the technological time and transhumanism, that's where the world is going. We are going to be cyborgs. You see, even transhumanists are not loved right now. So because of that, people are fighting them. Yes, I remember seeing a black lady in America, and she said, I'm not going to wear prosthetics. I want to stay this way. And it's understandable because she has not understood the science of prosthetics. But to be honest, all metals are natural. Yes. Even the chips that people are putting in their head. Imagine now when you put a physics textbook, why do you need to do an exam? You know it all. Of course, right now, the cyborgs of today are still not so perfect. They will make mistakes. You know, when you ask them a physics question, they'll just read the whole textbook from their head. But but as time goes on, they will improve the cyborgs and they will know how to arrange data. So that's what you need to understand. And however, as I've told you, when I discuss reverse Platonism and when I discuss Manly P. Hall's video that the gods are still fighting in Troy, we are going to discuss how you can create a theory that we are gods and the people who have died come and fight through us. They feel us and they fight through us, and we fight for them the battle that they left over. You know, so like what's happening in America. You see black Americans and white Americans. You see, the spirits of the past come and feel these people, and then so the slave master comes back in his genetic body. He looks for his genetic bag, enters there, looks for a black person. Then the black person is protected by his black spirits. They feel him and they also... These are theories I'm creating. And that's what you need to understand. So that's what I'm going to discuss about Manly P. Hall. He did a very good video about where we are right now. Alright guys, so we have had enough. And I'm going to deal with this one later on. We are finishing right now. Let me send him a message. So look at that. You see technology? I didn't need to write. Just get a custom message. Beautiful. And you're done. So that's what you understand. Now let's finish this video by saying the apocalyptic. There are the many apocalypses. We've talked about the sexual apocalypse. We've talked about the economic apocalypse. You know, people now know who is rich. You know, in the past, nobody knew how much wealth somebody had. Now we know Bill Gates. Well, not very well. Yes. You still, even if there's an apocalypse, it's not so opaque. It's not so transparent. There are some things still hidden. And you'll never know them. That's another thing you need to understand. We will never know everything. That's the sad reality. Yes. You will never know everything. But you will know, you can know many things. Yes, you can know many things. And, but you will never know everything. And, but I encourage you to know very many things. So there's an economic apocalypse, ecological apocalypse, cosmological apocalypse, biological apocalypse, genetic apocalypse, and and every educational craft, everything you've read, everything you know, is an apocalypse. So, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your lives, be free, do what you want. That is my philosophy. Live your life. Go wherever you want to go. Sleep with whomever you want to sleep with. Do whatever you want to do. You are in countries that have laws. If they have laws that are fighting what you want to do or who you are, please challenge them. Yes. And that's why I'm very happy with LGBT communities in Africa and around the world that are fighting laws that are discriminatory to them. Yes, fight and remove them. Take the government to court, sue, and tell them enough is enough. Let me live my life. It is my life. And so we are supporting that cause because it's an apocalypse. It has been revealed. People are homosexual. Yes. So don't get me shocked. And so I'm very hopeful, even though there are small elements of discrimination and hate. I'm very, very hopeful. The world has a bright future because we are discussing our issues. We are discussing our problems. We are solving things. Yes, the world has been saved. And it's knowledge that is saving us every day. But I'm not saying human nature doesn't change. Yes, that's what you need to understand. But on second thoughts, human nature changes, and that's evolution. You see, evolution is the best. Oh my God, I love that topic. When I hear it, I have an academic orgasm. It is so beautiful. And you see, humans were barbaric in the past. Yes. You don't want to see the first woman, Homo sapien. She was so rugged, rough. She was almost an animal. She could not cook. Yes, I'm telling you, it's very funny. And as time went on, people now started ordering life, and women became more and more feminine. Then, as feminism came, women now became more masculine. You see, the evolution is beautiful. I don't know. We're gonna get a time and just we go to the beach and we will talk about these things. We're gonna have a beach talk. One time we'll be on the hill. You see, we're on a kind of a hill. Yes. But we're gonna do that and discuss all about this life. Alright guys, enough said. I like talking forever. Bye-bye. And I wish all the best to the Kenyan community, LGBT community, and the Kenyans at large. This is a very big decision coming. Of course, it's not the end of the decision. It can go to higher courts, whether it's appealable. It's appealable. So whichever way it goes, we will see what people will decide. But for me, I am a supporter of decriminalization. It's simple. Why are you disturbing? Why are you disturbed by someone's sexual life? It's not your life. Let them be themselves. If you're disturbed, you are LGBTQ. You're a closeted one. Yes, you're disturbed. Because the straight people are not disturbed by letting gay people to be who they are. Yes, they're not disturbed. Yes, so that's what you need to understand. So let people be who they are, and I support decriminalization. I'm not saying it must happen, but I know it has its time. But that's my position. When I measure it, it's better. We don't need to look. I think, you see, another thing, people are different. Some of us like order, neatness. Yes, for me, I love order. Some people don't love order because in disorder you can do very many things. When there's disorder, you can do a lot. Yes, when there's order, you can. In fact, people who live under the rule of law, they tend to be very orderly. Yes, if you're a rule of law person, you will want order. But not everybody's rule of law. Some people are not. They like being unruly, and then also they are a bit disorderly in their life. They are just free. They are free spirited. So those ones may not really want to see decriminalization, even if they're LGBTQ. Yes, I understand Africa. I know Africa very well. And of course others is because they have fears and everything. But my position is constitutional because the Constitution allows everybody to be with whomever they want to be with. Yes. And some people they don't want the threat of police coming for them because they are with a man they love and they're a man, or a woman they love and they're a woman. By the way, it's not only LGBTQ decriminalization we are fighting for. We're even fighting for sex workers' rights. Yes, you should do sex work. It's good. Homosexual sex is good. Heterosexual sex is good. Yes, it's wonderful. Don't punish somebody for doing good. Yes, sex is healing. People think scientist Einstein was a sexaholic. You're joking. Yes, most brilliant minds, they are so liberal. Look at what happened to Bill deGrasse Tyson. They accused him for having a sexual liaison. I was not shocked. He's a brilliant man. Yes, sex helps them. It helps you to open up your mind. And so, I know it is because of the world. It's just a messed up thing. Too many opinions. It's democracy. Sorry. And we can't do away with democracy. It's the reality. Democracy is real. It's natural. Yes. We are all diverse. So we work hard to try and live together in diversity. A united diversity. That's what we are building. And it has begun. Already it began when the UN was set up, and it's going on. Trying to solve together our issues even though we are diverse. So my position is decriminalize based on the Constitution so that people can be free. But one thing you need to know, decriminalization or no criminalization, decriminalization or criminalization, people are having sex. Bye-bye.